What went through your head on June 1st when you saw what happened at Lafayette Square?
Well, it was just wrong. It was more than unfortunate, because what we can't do, and this is really across the political spectrum, though, Chuck, which really bothers me these days, we can't try to pull the military into politics. And some of the things the president has said, I think, have been irresponsible, but oftentimes the reaction to what he says is equally irresponsible. So I think all politicians have a responsibility of keeping that bold line in place. Certainly the military profession does as well, to be studiously apolitical, so all Americans have confidence in our military institutions, and that also there's never any infringement on our democratic principles and institutions and processes.
I'm curious, when you hear the president muse about not necessarily agreeing to a peaceful transition of power, take us back. I mean, how did you interpret that? You were in the room with him. You've probably heard him say some things that would shock people. How did you interpret those comments, knowing him the way you do?
Well, what I think is that it's a gift to our adversaries, right, who want to shake our confidence in who we are, shake our confidence in our democratic principles and institutions and processes. What I write about in Battlegrounds is how Russia, for example, has engaged in this campaign of disruption, disinformation, and denial. And if the Russians can just use our own words against us, that's the best way to pull us apart from one another.
The biggest problem, though, in the Russia conversation has been the president himself. He still calls it a hoax and all of that. And you write, and I think Susan Rice, a predecessor who was National Security Advisor for President Obama, wrote that this political division is should be treated as a national security threat. Do you agree with her?
I absolutely agree with her, and this is why I think it's so important for us to come together for civil discussions about the greatest challenges we face. Maybe that's a way for us to come back together as Americans, because as we're at each other's throats with this vitriolic partisan discourse, our adversaries haven't stopped, right? The world hasn't gone away. And that's what I hope will help galvanize us to come back together and to reverse this polarization that's so damaging to our security and our psyche as well.